It's not every day that the world ends. There are endless possibilities of how it could happen. I was one of the lucky ones. I lived. It all started about a year ago. Korea had been building something, and it was top secret. The governments all over Earth were scared to death at what would occur. They started teaming up, just like what happened in World War II. When Korea had attacked, before we knew it, humans were destroying the Earth faster than you could say global warming. Nuclear war had begun like wildfire. It starts out with a mistake, spreads and takes down everything in its path. After that, it was too late to turn back. How I lived? My parents. They knew what was going on, and they were in on it. My mother helped build the bomb shelters underground, and all the while, my father was conducting it, taking extra precautions. Of course, people were chosen to be in the shelters. Scientists, leaders of the world, people like that. The citizens get their own bomb shelters, but nothing like this. What my mother and father were building was indestructible and foolproof. I had been in school when it all started. Mom, Dad, what's going on? Seriously, where are we going? What's going on? Stop ignoring me. Wherever you're taking me, I have the right to know.
You won't like it.
Whatever it is, I can handle it.
We're going to shelter.
Shelter? What about the shelter at home? What about my things? What about the people back home? What about...
Stop! We'll explain when the time comes.
Hey, I have an idea. What about you tell me now?
No.
After a while, we arrived in front of normal-looking gates. Inside was normal-looking buildings with a normal-looking front yard. The only thing that gave it away from all its normalness was the guards and soldiers and all the helicopters that were landing every 5 minutes. Each helicopter had someone very important in it, and some brought their families along with them. To a stranger, this would seem weird and suspicious, which was what I was feeling. The more I walked around, the more confused I got. It makes me more frustrated to know that no one was telling me anything, or rather, no one wanted to give me the answers that I needed. Simple to say, I was getting sick of not knowing what I was getting dragged into, and it was aggravating. I stared at my parents, watching them. Their worried expressions morphed into a cold mask. Their demeanor changed into one that was businesslike, as if they never had an ounce of emotion in them. It never occurred to me that my parents were completely different people when they were at work and when they were at home. At home, they were kind and sweet and caring, everything a kid needs from their parents. Here they were cold and devoid of any emotion. They were authoritative and they just seemed like they weren't my parents, but complete strangers. The pressing issue that I had in my mind before, it was gone, replaced by the thoughts of my parents. I pitied them that their jobs took them away from their normal lives and that they had to force themselves to be someone they weren't. I had been separated from my parents for about 2 hours now. I had an inkling that this facility was something more high-tech than the safety facilities in the normal neighborhoods. I had just got my health checked by the doctors here. The woman had been kind. She had this motherly air around her. She had a son too, who came around to accompany me to the silence.
Hey, name's Brexer. Nice to meet you.
Alexis, but you can call me Lexi. A pleasure. May I call you Abra?
Like the Pokemon, right?
Yeah, how'd you know?
I used to play Pokemon. No scratch that. I still play Pokemon.
Cool.
So what you doing here? You don't look very important.
Honestly, I have no idea why.
You don't know?
Nope. What are you here for?
My mom told me to come here. I've been here for 4 days already.
Do you have any idea what's going on?
Nope, no idea.
I knew that he was lying, and I knew that he didn't want to say it. So I just kept quiet and played along. Not long after our conversation, my parents came into the room and interrupted us. Halfway through the winding corridors, it became more and more crowded. Then it struck. No one had seen it coming. They thought that their plan was foolproof.
Lex? Lexi? Lexi, baby! Please answer me. Dear God, please don't be dead. Lex! Lex, you're okay. Your father and I are going to get you out of here, okay? Your arm has been dislocated and you're bleeding in the head. You understand me?
Yeah, I don't know how she expects me to take in everything all at once, but hey, she was alright. I was alright. That's all that matters. After that, my mom and dad helped me get to my feet and we were going somewhere. But wherever that was, it isn't near here. In fact, we went down to the shelters and I was too messed up to comprehend my surroundings. In fact, I passed out a few minutes later. When I had come around, it was evening and the pain in my head was as bad as before. The only thing that had changed was that there was a bandage tightly wound around my head. There were people around the room, all curled up in the corners with the people that they love.
You okay, sweetheart?
Where's Dad?
He didn't make it.
Oh, no, he can't be. Have you checked? Was he truly not breathing? Oh. Silence.